Hi everyone, Joshua Hanlon here, and today I'm in Sydney, Australia on Darling Harbour at the Australian National Maritime Museum. This is a fantastic museum that encompasses both a fairly standard indoor museum building as well as all the great museum ships that you see here behind me. And it's these museum ships behind me that really make this museum stand out. So one of the coolest is the HMB Endeavour, which was Captain James Cook's ship that he used to explore the coast of Australia as well as the coast of New Zealand before the British started sending convicts and colonists over here in the late 1700s. You've also got Cold War era destroyers and submarines here as well, and then other tall ships and smaller vessels as well, even a smaller boat that was disguised as a Japanese fishing boat during the Second World War and took Australian troops in to attack Japanese ships during the Second World War. So there's some really fascinating ships out here. As far as the museum portion of it, there's a lot about the Aboriginal history of the area and kind of the maritime history of the Aboriginal peoples living here in the Sydney area. There's a great 3D theater as well. There's a big portion of the museum is free, so you don't even have to pay to get into the indoor portion. But if you want to see all the ships behind me, it's 36 Australian dollars to see all of them, and then that gets you into the 3D theater and all of the other exhibits as well. One of the more unique exhibits here at the museum is actually a floating memorial to Australia's first submarine that sank fighting the Germans in 1914. And the idea here that the artist is kind of going for is a wreath design made out of twigs and leaves and vegetation that you might find kind of floating on top of the ocean. And so I thought this was really neat to see an actual kind of floating memorial to a submarine that sank, something you don't see very often. I thought it was a really great idea. So it's a really amazing museum. You could spend easily an entire day here going through the ships. One of the highlights as well here is the incredibly helpful staff, lots of volunteers that are knowledgeable and very helpful, can answer questions on all of the ships and throughout the museum. So it's not far from the rest of downtown Sydney. It's easy to get here. I definitely encourage everyone to check this out if Sydney is on your travel list and you want to learn more about the maritime history of Australia, which obviously is very famous for all of its beaches and coastal cities. So there's a lot of history to cover there. Definitely should check out the Australian National Maritime Museum while you're in Sydney. Thanks for watching.